editing this video that you're about to watch. I just want to throw this in there. I didn't really show or explain. Yeah, I did get the Honda back. I kind of just picked it up and then went to work. Didn't have the my camera or anything. So yeah, again, the beginning of the video might not make sense. The Honda is back. I didn't complete everything with the Honda, as you'll find out in the video. There's only 3 items, but you'll see that a little bit later. But anywho, yes, the Honda is back. It's fully repaired and everything. So again, I know it kind of doesn't make sense. It got hit me, then we had some other things go on, and then now, as you can see, it's clearly back. So just wanted to throw that in there. I didn't record me picking it up, getting it back. Everything was good to go because I was actually on my lunch break, so I just scooped it up. So yeah, Honda is back, and what you will see, I think I do mention it. If not, there's going to be some things a little bit out of order because I did do some mods to it before the body shop was able to finish the rest of the parts they didn't get to put on. But again, you'll see that all in the future videos. Just want to throw this in. The Honda is back. Enjoy the content. Please click that like button. Subscribe. Like the videos, guys. I do like putting this content out there, and hopefully, like I said, we can get more people viewing the content and more subscribers. Again, enjoy the video. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Today is new part day. So basically, I'm going to show you the new parts that we got. All these parts are for the Honda. All these parts are in, and I do have a special bonus. Most of the time, when I show you guys new parts, we eventually install them, but we're actually going to install these parts that you see here. So let's get started. Let me show you what I got. All right. So got the AEM airfield ratio gauge, wideband. Yes, you're going to say you already have a wideband gauge. That is correct. The wideband gauge I have in my car is not reading properly. I don't know if it's due to the sensor or if it's due to, as you can see, a sensor down there, or if it's due to the gauge itself, because I got the gauge a couple years ago. So let's buy another gauge and just swap it out, and that'll be the end of that. Alright, so moving on. Obviously, we have to install the wideband gauge. You got to drill into the downpipe. Didn't want to drill into the downpipe, so I got AEM's new. And this is actually inexpensive here. Let me try to get this out of here. Just trying to use one hand for everything. The no weld sensor mount. As you can see, they make it in different sizes. There's your sizes right there. Obviously, I'm using the 2.5 to 2.5 because the downpipe's 2.5. But if you had like a 3-inch or whatever, you see they go up to 3.5 inches. Here's what it looks like. You see, basically like a T-bolt clamp with the bung. So you drill a hole, you put that around the hole, and then you screw the wideband into it. This is the easiest way for you to install a wideband without having to weld a bung into your downpipe or weld a bung into anywhere, wherever you're going to place the gauge, for those of you that don't have welding skills. So this is a great way to get around that. So again, this was like $47. And you see they even have a template right there, so you can drill the hole right there. It's pretty awesome. Well worth the money. Again, the part numbers right there for those of y'all that want it. So these two go together. This is self-explanatory. This is the number right here. These are actually a full set of the Ralco lightweight pulleys. So you got your, your water pulley, alternator pulley, etc. This should free up some horsepower, as well as obviously rotational mass on the pulleys, which will increase acceleration. So this is another power mod, basically. This is the number for it. So that, again, we're going to have to retune the car, because remember we had the issue with the boost was dropping off due to the manual boost controller. So this will help create more power and free up power. This is the number right here for the full set, because I know you guys are going to ask. It's the number that you put on the website. You get the Honda EX and lower lightweight pulleys. Now, another question I'll go ahead and answer now before I'm asked. These are stock size pulleys. These aren't undersized pulleys so your belt could slip. Don't do that. These are lightweight pulleys that are stock size, so no belt slippers. These are perfect. Don't get the another company that makes pulleys, non-stop tuning, but they make them undersized, so your belt's gonna slip off. Don't do that. Now, obviously, you have all this stuff. So we go to this box right here. Let me move this out the way. We got this box right here. It's self-explanatory. Obviously, since we got this stuff, the problem last time with the tune was we were losing boost pressure up top. It's because you need to go ahead and get an electronic boost controller. So here we go. Here's the AEM True Boost controller right here, brand new. I was waiting for this to come in for a while. Here you go. You can see it's the AEM True Boost. It's actually the new one, the new X series. I know they got the different series. If you ask me what's the difference between the regular AEM and the new X series, I don't know. We'll find out. This is like the regular one, and this is the X series. They look identical. I think it's just what they can read. Who knows? You guys can look that up for yourself. But this is a True Boost, so this will solve our boost drop problem. So hopefully we can hold 10 pounds of boost all the way through to the red line. I'll possibly even turn it up to 12 pounds or even higher, but now we can hold it. And this, for those of you that are going to ask, yes, I should have went ahead and got electronic boost controller to begin with. Anybody that's doing the build, just get electronic boost controllers. You don't have to worry about boost cut. So obviously we have all this much needed stuff. All these are power mods. It's going to increase the power of the Honda, so we can get these final output numbers. And I got this as a bonus. Yes, I have a gauge pod holder, but I want something better than the gauge pod holder. So I got the gauge pod holder. I'll unwrap it right quick. Set the camera. As you can see, here it is. A full carbon fiber gauge pod holder. It's completely carbon fiber, and it's actually got the clips on the bottom right here, so it's actually going to hook in, so there won't be any gap. As you see, the famous company that makes the gauge pod holder for our cars, XVR, something like that, Racing, has the Gen 2, but the Gen 2 that I have still doesn't even fit well. It should fit perfectly, and it's carbon fiber, and as you know, it'll go with the theme of the interior of the car. Everything's carbon fiber in the car, so there we go. And that's the company that makes it, before you guys ask me. That's where you can get it from. Proudly made in the USA, complete carbon fiber, freaking awesome piece. So we'll put these gauges in here. The carbon fiber dash, carbon fiber steering wheel, etc. All that's gonna match right there. We'll put that right there. And he also was cool enough to send me this. There's a bunch of his logos and his stickers right here. He does make other pieces in carbon fiber. There you guys go. There's his information. Those of you guys that are gonna ask me, if you guys want to pick up this nice little piece, it was $200. But again, for perfect fitment and it's carbon fiber, I'll take it. So alright, we're just waiting for my friend to get here, and we're going to go ahead and install all these pieces that you see here. Obviously, I know you're going to ask the question, well, if you hook up the True Boost gauge, you're already tuned on the manual, how does that work? Well, we're just going to run all the wires for it and zip tie them up. Obviously, I can't completely hook it up because my tune does drop off. This will hold it all the way out, so I have to get a retune. So obviously, as you guys already knew it was coming, a retune is coming really, really soon. I'm going to get all this stuff installed, then we're going to go back to the dyno, and we're going to make these final power numbers on the Honda with the complete JDM block. So wait for my boy to get here, and we'll head outside and we'll get started. I'm really excited about these pulleys. Stock size lightweight pulleys, free up some power. So hopefully this dyno one we can hit about maybe 250, 270. We'll see. The goal was always just to compete with a stock Evo. Anyways, now I'm there, but if we can get the torque up a lot more and get 20, 30 more horsepower out these final mods, that'll be awesome. So alright, we're waiting for my boy to get here and we'll get started. Whoa, let's bring that back. I almost forgot one more part. One of the most important parts. Bam! Right here. What is this? Nice time guys are asking, Doucheworks fuel pump. This is the 265 fuel pump. It is E85 compatible, so I can run the E85 with this. This is why you get a Doucheworks and you don't get a Walbro right there, because it can run E85 versus you having to buy another fuel pump later on down the line. Almost forgot that. So yes, with all these power mods, and again, Steve, my tuner, didn't say anything about not having enough fuel when we were tuning, but just want to ensure that we don't run into any fuel cut issues. Upgrading the clutch and the fuel pump is something you should do. You don't have to do it with the with the EX Honda to boost it, because again, you can't go over 300 torque anyway, otherwise you're going to bend rods. So this is really not required per se, but again, it's $103, inexpensive. Go ahead and get you a fill pump, drop it in there, and that way you don't even have the peace of mind, and you have to worry about it. Almost forgot that part. Gotta get the fill pump in. So alright, my boy's here. Let's head outside. Let's get all these parts outside, and let's get this stuff installed. Alright guys, so we're here, like I said, we got everything brought up here. Here's my friend, our favorite mechanic. He's gonna get these parts installed. We're gonna get it done. Should be a simple install, right? Should be. Should be. These aren't the hardest of mods, so hopefully everything going smooth. That'll be good. Go back up? Okay. Oh, you're going backwards? Yeah. Backwards? Okay.
Just so I could get the jack out.
Oh, I got you. So we got a jack because we need to jack up the car in order to get to the pulleys. We're going to do the pulleys first. Start with these lightweight pulleys. Once we pull off the pulleys, we'll obviously hand weigh them and see if there's actually lightweight. It should be lightweight, but you know, how much of a difference does it make? Is it actually worth the money to do this? Of course, we'll figure out if it's worth the money once it's on the dyno. But I'm gonna let him do his thing. Do the hardest first. To the pulleys. You'll see we got the 3, 1, 2, and the third one is underneath here. So that's why we have to jack up the car so we can take off the engine mount in order to bust that bolt loose. The belt should be brand new, but since the belt does have to come off, check the belt, make sure the belt's good to go. Because if the belt looks like it needs to be replaced, we just need to go ahead and get another belt and knock it out. This is coming off anyways.
You got your key for the wheel? No, for the wheel.
Oh, the wheel lock. Yeah, it's inside. I got wheel locks. Alright, so I guess I should note that the 3 pulleys are the alternator, the water pump, and the crank pulley. Those are the 3 pulleys. For those of you that are going to ask, we got to look it up. But yeah, those are 3 pulleys it replaces. I was actually wrong in the beginning. It's these 3 in a row. But you do have to take the wheel off in order to get to the crank pulley. So we're taking the wheel off. We'll get those swapped out. It seems like this might be an easy job. Is it easy? Quotes? Air quotes?
Easy. We'll hold off on the easy for now.
Alright, look at that badass big brake kit, man. I only had to wait 1.5 years to get it. Jesus. And there's since we got the wheel off, there you go. There's the Ultimate Series Wasteland coilovers.
Yeah, we'll see how
until you know it's actual Wasteland. There you go.
We'll see how this crank pulley does.
We're gonna do the crank pulley first?
No,
we got loosened up to get the belt off, right? Yeah, but so we got loosened up to get the belt off.
You take the belt off.
I get to see what I've been scraping at all this time. Right there in the corner, I can see it. That's way more. Yep. Because it's a little too low.
So we'll see if we can get that pulley off. Sometimes they're a nightmare. Sometimes.
Okay, we're gonna try to get this pulley off.
How the other mechanic who was working on this before did it?
Well, this is the entire JDM block. Didn't crack the block open. Only thing it cracked was the head.
Yeah, but the pulley might not have been on.
Oh yeah, it could have been. Yeah, true. That's true. So, we're about to find out.
Yeah.
Either way, the motherfucker coming out today.
Yep.
So
I take the belt off right now. Take this guy off.
Right here. So we're gonna loosen the tension on the belt, right?
Yep. Here's the fun part, trying to get this shit off with this in the way. Actually, let me put this on the opposite side of this fucking... Hold that for a second.
Hold the hood? You can put that down? You can put that down, I'll hold the hood.
No, I gotta get this off the other side of it.
Oh, okay.
It's not gonna work that way. It's not gonna work the way I thought it would. Come on off.
No go?
Yeah, you can let go. There we go.
Okay. No go. Take 2.
Go to this side instead, so I'm not fighting the hood from my way. Come. But I'm gonna fight the AC line, of course. That's the way.
Gotta have AC, boy. You know it's hot as fucking Texas.
Yeah, in Texas, can't not live without the AC.
Yeah, we don't do that bullshit. Race car life, no AC. Hell no. Ooh, that bitch is moving.
Alright, come on off.
There it goes.
Why are you fighting me so hard?
There you go. There it goes. All you do is put pressure on that. Yeah.
It's a 19 millimeter.
There it is.
Boom, belt's off. So now I can start with everything else. Come on out.
Yes, you have to take the belt out first before you can do any of this stuff.
Yeah. Alright, belt's off.
Alright.
Alright, let me grab. What size does that pulley look like?
Let's go grab the pulley set too. I didn't show you guys what the pulleys look like. They only come in one color, so you don't have an option on color per se. These are the pulleys right there. There you go. And the stud pulleys right here. They look wonderful. They look really good actually. See Ralco. Those are the 3 pulleys we're gonna be replacing. And they do feel light as hell. I'm interested to see once he gets these pulleys off the stock pulleys how much they weigh, because these are really light for real. But yeah, that's what we're working with. Alright, so I'm not going to record all he's doing is taking the bolts out basically, and the pulleys will come off. But I will tell you the sizes. There's one pulley right there. That's a crank, right? Mm-hmm. That's a crank pulley. What size is that kind? So what size are we?
19.
19. So it's 19. That's where the little bearing thing is. Mm-hmm. You want to swap it out?
Yeah.
What's that?
I don't know. It fell off with the pulley.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I know what that is.
Is that good?
No. That's one of the bearings for the oil pump.
Holy shit, bro.
Interesting.
Can we get that back in there?
Yeah. I'm trying to see where it came off of on here, so I can put it back where it was. It came off.
Yeah, technical difficulties. When the bearings for the oil pump came out, I don't know if you can see. Back there, huh? Has all? Are you sure? Then why the fuck was it?
One in there.
What's inside here? That little spline right there?
No, that's the key for it. That's. Oh no.
I mean, I'm looking at this. That's too big.
You know what that is? That's supposed to be like that.
That's what I said. Inside there, it has to be. If everything's in there.
Yeah, it just came off with the pulley. Interesting. Okay. Well,
Thank God. I was like, what'd you break, man?
shit, I didn't know. Pulled the pulley out.
Alright. Oh, messing with him. I said, what'd you break, man? The guy got a mechanic and you got money, right? Alright, so does that one have one? That one doesn't have one?
Mm-mm.
Weird.
So I'm just gonna put it.
So,
It will hold.
yeah. Oh, hold on, you put it on, so feel it. That's pretty darn light. It's got the notches too. I guess the notches to line it up.
Yeah, so the crank has splines to make sure it goes the right way.
So pick
So
that one up.
Pick that up.
Pick this one up and see it's actually lightweight.
I mean, it's pretty different.
Oh yeah, This is
significant.
pretty significant. Yeah, I like to weigh that for sure. We can weigh it once it's off. So it comes with this. Don't forget to put this piece on. It goes on the back. You have to have it. You see that's attached to it. That bearing goes right there. See it? There it is, right there. Yeah. So, okay, good. Woo. That's what I thought. I was like, it's gotta be right there, but I wasn't sure. Where'd that bearing go? There it is, right there. Don't forget to, and just so you know, because we just discovered it, there's that little small bearing he has in his hands that slides into that notch. Don't forget to put that in. I'm pretty sure it's going to be catastrophic if you don't.
Yeah, it's just so that everything lines up right.
Oh.
That's the main thing, because you see how it notches there?
Let's see.
It's just to line everything up.
Oh, I see the notch inside there. That's to perfectly make with the notch. Okay, I see.
Come on.
Some of this stuff is going to be kind of almost impossible to film, guys. I apologize. But there it is right there. You see, you got it in there with the notch, and then this will go over that where the notch is right there. I would assume that you couldn't put this back on without that anyways. Like you can only put this one way.
Yeah, I mean, even without it on, it's got the splines on the inside, so it can only really go like this. As long as you line that up with the hole down here, you can put it on without it and be fine. Okay. But just so you need to go in more.
Tape on these headlights, man. Okay. Anywho, back to what we were doing. So what we figuring out here?
Just looking, make sure, because that's gonna sit all the way in. Oh, I see. So this has to be lined up with the oil pump. This is what drives your oil pump. That's what this part is here. So this, I gotta get a screwdriver. So tap
that's why you have a mechanic do it right there. Took him a second to figure it out, but he figured it out.
Spin the crank here to get the oil pump lined up with where it needs to go on the actual thing.
Okay, so you're spinning it to line it up for the oil pump. So hypothetical, because people are gonna ask, what if you don't do that? What happens?
It won't fit in.
It won't fit in, so it won't fit. So you have to do it.
Yeah. Well, if you're lucky, it does it first time, and you should be okay. But it's just not gonna fit.
Okay. So it's kind of almost, it's like impossible to mess that step up. You kind of have to do it.
Yeah, you have to, because you're not going to be able to fit this part in without doing that.
Okay. And he did have to tap the new bearing in there.
Come on down.
Come on down. Kind of hard to see. As deep as it goes, or
no? It's got to go deeper. It can't be, because then you're not going to be able to put this on there.
I got you. I got you.
It's got to be deeper. It's just not wanting to go down. Why don't you want to go down?
Is it moving now?
It's not moving at all.
We need to get a hammer.
Maybe.
I'm gonna go grab a hammer. Alright, we're back. Okay, I brought my hammer, but as you can see, he got it in there. What happened?
I just realigned it again and just tapped with my.
And then finally it sunk down in there. So you didn't have it aligned properly.
It was a little bit off, so I just moved it a tiny bit over and then tapped it down, went in, and then the crank pulley is just, you slide it on with the key and put the bolt in.
So basically, as a deterrent, it's kind of sounds like it's almost impossible to mess that up.
Yeah, no.
It can only go in one way, so it slides down one way. So, so if you have some resistance, it's not in there properly. Take it back out.
Don't start just banging on it, saying go in there. Make sure it's lined up, and once it's lined up, it will slide in.
All right, there you go.
Take a little bit of hammering, but it will slide in.
Okay, so as you can see, that looks badass. That actually looks good with my CarQuest oil filter. All right, so
so now I'm gonna do the water pump.
So now we're gonna do the water pump one.
And I think I gotta remove the alternator, do the alternator one, just because that bolt is gonna be so in there. I'm gonna use that gun to get the nut off of it.
I mean, we have to do that one anyways, right? It's the water pump
and alternator.
The crank and alternator. Yeah, so it's gotta come off anyways.
That's why I'm removing it, so I can do the alternator pulley.
Oh, okay, I got
I'm gonna do it because they're so tight on there. I gotta have my gun to get that nut off of it.
Okay, I got you.
The water pump I can do in here, but the alternator I'm gonna have to do out of the car. So I'm gonna take the alternator out first, because that way it makes it even easier to do the water pump as well. If I take the alternator out, it's out of my way, and then water pumps.
Now you can knock it out quickly. It's easy, simple, because it's right underneath it.
Exactly.
As you can see, these are gonna be like lined up pretty much. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's get it, man. Let's get to it.
I'm gonna disconnect the battery right now before I start touching the alternator, so I don't get shocked.
Oh God, here we go, man. Come back up, please. Turbo timer, don't just die on me. It took a jolt to get the turbo timer to work. Don't die on me. So yeah, like you were saying, all jokes aside, we gotta take the power off before he takes the alternator. Otherwise, he could systematically get shocked and die. I don't need him dying on my watch. You die in your own time, not here. Okay, so we're gonna take that loose. Then everything will be okay. Just make sure anytime you deal with anything electrical, just disconnect the power to the battery. This is safer that way. Even I guess I know what you're gonna say. Well, we watched you do the seatbelts and you didn't disconnect the negative terminal. That's correct. I should have done that. Always disconnect the power because you never know what could happen. You don't need an airbag going off in your face. You don't need to get shocked. Like I said, 2 or 3 cranks, it's off, and we can get going. So, all right, we're gonna get that loose, and then as soon as we start working on this, we'll be right back. There you go. We're just taking off. You gotta take everything off, like you said. I kind of want to keep everything within the framework of the kit for a reason. Because when you start doing, if you guys didn't know, he could tell you because he works on modified cars all day. When you start going off script and have to make custom shit, it's awesome to have custom shit. Obviously, I have a bunch of custom shit in this car, but custom shit costs money, and they could add up. And once you start going down that rabbit hole, there's usually no going backwards. You have to finish it.
Yeah. It's we had the Mighty Max truck that's been there for 7 months, 8 months. Finally left after all the custom shit we've done to it. It was at a year at one shop doing just the custom framing, and then it was 7 months at our shop doing all the other shit to it.
So custom work is awesome, guys. For real, it really is. I like custom work, obviously, like saying one stuff, but bear in mind, sometimes when you open that can of worms, you can't just say, you know what, this is gonna be, I'm pulling out. You can't pull out. You have to finish it.
Yeah, because once you've started,
so what we were talking about for context was there is actually another upgraded turbo above the one I have. I wanted to make sure I don't have the highest, or it has a bigger AR housing. So I wanted to check and see the exact one I have, the exact model I have, and if I have the ability to upgrade to a new one. If I ever want more power, that's what I would do. I'm not trying to buy another kit or modify the kit to get on a different turbocharger or make my own custom header. All that stuff costs money. Not to mention, when you start creating your own header, you can move the positioning of the turbo, which means that you have to get new piping and everything else. Lines, all that. It all kind of goes together.
So it's an R60.
R60? I have 60 housing. I got T2860.
Yep.
So not 63, 60. T2860.
You got T2860.
Okay.
So you got space to go up.
Yeah, I got space to go up to that. Like I said, the top one that gets that they offer a 71. Oh, cool. Now I know what it is. So those of you asking me, you got the upgraded turbo that they offer with the kit. What is it? There you go. T2860. 0.60 housing. And I do make a 0.71 housing, by the way, as well. So that would be a bigger turbo for more power. But as you go bigger, it gets laggier. Keep that in mind. That's your trade-off. It's laggier.
More big in power, less slow in power.
There you go. That means it's gonna be slow as ball sweat until you hit boost.
Yeah.
So most people, for the average person, I think even he could tell you, you really should do something in the middle. That way you can still make good power and still get good low end.
Twin turbo, so they get that more boost, but they have smaller turbos, so there's less lag.
There you go.
Or you do the twin scroll turbos as well, which is what BMWs use.
That's like a new, I know Garrett's got a new type of twin scroll ball bearing or something like that.
Yeah, so the twin scroll is that you have one turbo in the front and then another smaller turbo, or you have a smaller turbo in the front and a bigger turbo in the rear, and the smaller turbo helps spool that bigger turbo so you make power. So it adds more power to it. And that way you have less lag because you've got the one turbo already going into the other one to break it down.
Education, there you go.
That's what the new Supra uses, is that twin the twin scroll. Yes. We're gonna be back at the shop soon because obviously we got to put this on a dyno. So yes, we will see the Supra, the shop Supra. Maybe, just maybe, can't promise anything. Maybe I can possibly get a ride in it. That'll be pretty badass. Riding the Supra, that'll be pretty cool. If Steve would allow it, I'm sure Steve would. Steve's a cool guy. But yeah, they are developing new parts for the Supra. I decided to hop in the Supra game.
So be interesting to see what they end up developing for sure. But again, we're taking off this alternator so we can get this pulley out, and then the pulley underneath that, and then the pulley set will be done. So I'll be right back once we get the alternator off. All right, there we go. Finally after some wiggling, we got the alternator out.
I don't want to cut the zip tie because I don't have any more zip ties. So.
Yeah, don't cut it. You can get the bolt out right there.
Yeah, exactly. That's all.
There we go. Alternator's out, and essentially, like he explained, like you saw in the last clip, we just basically taking the alternator out so you can get to the water pump pulley way easier.
And then also, so I can put it.
And also, yeah, we can put the gun on there because that bolt's probably going to be ass cheek tight.
Well, the problem is it's tight, but it spins too easily, so you need
leverage. Need some leverage. There we go. What size is that, sir?
24.
Size 24 for all you guys that want to know. Also, the thing I love about Honda, if you had to replace your alternator, it's right here.
Yeah, it's easy. You saw how quick I took it off.
Pretty easy. Woo, that smoke come out that bitch. Damn.
Tight as shit. Goddamn.
Hey, I'd rather this one be tight than the crank pulley. Hey. There you go.
Cut me up.
Cut you up with this. Ooh, this bitch is hot because it was spinning. Dude, you messed up my my lines, man. Alternator lines, man. Messing with you. Yeah, here it is. I mean, it's got some nice weight to it. Should swap out. Oh yeah. Oh whoa. That's extreme.
I wonder how this will affect the charging system. I wonder if you'll get more voltage because it's spinning faster.
Woo! Should I get a new alternator?
No, your alternator's fine.
I'm gonna say, should I get one? Because I know you can buy those high output alternators for that reason, to get more power.
Well, yeah. So I've done that on a few cars where the power is just not enough for all the stuff that's in the car. But I think you should be okay.
It's been running all this shit like a soldier of fortune. Then again, this is, well, how you say it properly, new to me alternator, because remember this whole block is JDM 100 pounds. Yes, people, this block came from overseas. This block was in the Japanese 4-door. The man, unfortunate end probably somehow. It got yanked like an abortion. It got yanked, and now it's here in America in my car. People ask me, was it just a block I did? I said no, about the whole entire block. It's easier that way. You swapped it out. All they gotta do is just take the head off to do the cams and all that stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it looks good, man. That looks so clean. Like the gear, yeah.
Yeah, I think this one will be a big difference too. The water pump pulley.
Hey, they say you're gonna less rotation of mass, you're gonna gain horsepower and acceleration and everything else.
Yeah, it's the same idea as a lighter flywheel.
Yeah, but it's not undersized. Most people think that you gotta get them undersized. The problem with an undersized pulley, and he could tell you, is that you have belt slip off. So you have to get they say, well, you gotta adjust the belt to the size of the pulley. Okay, there's the game. It's almost like a supercharger. There's the game. You gotta find the right belt that fits.
Yep.
And then the size pulleys. And then, honestly, on the back of your mind, you're always worried about the belt slipping. So, hypothetical, just so you guys know why you wouldn't get undersized pulleys. If you had a belt slip, what could happen?
Belt slip, obviously the belt can come off. But usually what happens with belt slips, for the superchargers, they lose boost. So they don't make boost because of belt slip. Alternator stops charging because it's not doing the alternator. I mean, the worst case scenario for a belt slip is the belt literally comes off and goes through all your fucking shit.
The belt really just tears shit up while it's flopping around. Okay, so you couldn't blow a motor from a belt slip.
No, unless it I know the BMWs, sometimes their belts get sucked up, if I'm not mistaken, or I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've done it, since I worked on a BMW. But yeah, I mean, it's never going to be catastrophic, but it's never good either at the same time.
Not catastrophic, but not good. If you can avoid it, avoid it. This so you guys can see, because you guys gotta look. It's just basically taking a bolt out.
Yeah, there's
nothing
3.
special.
I'm just using my 1 wrench to hold these bolts while I pull the other bolts out. So I'm using that one to hold.
The water pump pulley right there. And it's hard to get some of these angles. I mean, it is what it is right there. But yeah, simple as that. What size is that one?
10.
That's a 10.
Yeah.
Alright, so you guys got the 3 sizes that you need to use to get these off.
Now we got the water pump pulley off.
And the water pump pulley is coming out.
Just take these 3 bolts out and done. And pulleys are done. Simple.
It's actually, just like they say, it's not a
No, it's not hard.
difficult job. I need to wash the block again. It's not a difficult job. It really isn't. But to my credit, when you're mechanically inclined, this is not new to him. He's not overwhelmed whatever. To the average person that's doing this, again, we make it look easy. It really is easy, but I can see how one could be like, it's kind of daunting. You're dragging up the card, and you gotta make sure the right sizes, but really you're just backing out the bolts, and then you're gonna put the bolts back in. What you took out, you're putting right back in.
Everything's just nuts and bolts. That's all it is. No need to be afraid of them. Nuts and bolts.
That's what they said about my motor, was nuts and bolts. I said, what about that hole? They said, oh man, you used to JB Weld, man.
JB Weld that bitch.
JB Weld that bitch, man. And that's it right there. Let's see the size. It's got some weight to it. Ooh, this is like epic, bro. It's lightweight, for real though. He's here with it. You can feel the difference. This is lightweight.
Yeah,
for sure. It's lightweight. Nice.
That's all the pulleys done.
About the only thing, but you can't really see them. Like he said, you won't really see this. You'll see the top one. You'll see the alternator pulley if you're looking at the engine from that angle. But like, for what I paid for these pulleys, it'll be worth it. Of course, we'll find out once we get the dyno. The only problem I know people are going to say, I want to know the exact number I get from just pulleys, because with all these mods going together, it's going to, especially being able to hold the boost all the way out, it's going to make a significant difference. So you won't be able to see, but the whole point is to achieve a certain number. So as long as the number's achieved, don't matter how I got there.
You at least have the combination to get to that number.
There you go.
Know what the combination is.
Hey, and for all you people overseas ask me all these questions, he can tell you, because again, he works on cars all day long. There's a lot of good things you can do to a car, but a car that comes non-boosted, the single biggest thing you can do is just simply boost the car first, off top.
Yep.
You still have to get out your full bolt-ons. You still gotta get your exhaust, your downpipe, all the full bolt-ons to support the turbo, but you don't have to do that. You can literally buy a turbo, strap it to a car, make better power. I guess you would say power per cylinder than if you put on an exhaust or a downpipe or a cam or something like that.
The biggest restriction that most cars will have by doing that is fuel. So the next thing that they would have to do is injectors, because they're just going to run out of fuel trying to boost
injectors. So you could do injectors and fuel pumps and some type of boost application at one go. There you go. And then you could work on the bolt-ons as you go along, or you could do like most of us. Most of us do all the bolt-ons first, and then we eventually get to the point of boosting, because boosting's not cheap.
No,
there's no way. The only way you can make it cheap is if you build your own kit from scratch and you install it.
Even still, it's still gonna be.
And you could be missing some stuff too, so, unless you built several kits. But yeah, it's not cheap. But if you're trying to make power out of any car, that's the biggest thing. You should just boost it. Or buy a car that's already boosted, huh?
And then you just have to upgrade the turbo.
Like your BMWs or Supras, STIs. Most people say Evos, but I don't like Evos. That experience with Evo.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of good platforms out there to go off of.
Hey, even the Mazda Speeds have boosted, dude.
Well, a big one that's actually coming into effect is the Kia Stingers.
Oh, I have somebody at work that has one. He's an old guy. He's not gonna do nothing to it. But
yeah,
I heard about the Stingers. People
they get up and go. they're pretty quick, I think. So we had a customer come in with one talking about some stuff, and we went out and it got some ghosts.
Oh, so he hasn't done anything yet to it?
Not yet.
You interested in work on it? That's good. That's good. As long as you guys are interested in work on it, it's always good. That's positive. The car is like the caliper that you don't want to work on.
That car is gone.
Yeah, it had to come back. That's the key.
Alrighty, should be nice and tight.
That's it.
Put the alternator back in.
That's it.
Put the belt on.
That's the pulleys. There you go. Gonna put this all back together and do the magic of editing. We're gonna get this back together. All right, so there you go.
Yeah.
Back together. See how the pulleys are on right now. Now what he's doing is he's aligning the belt, getting the belt back on. There you guys go. It looks pretty epic. On there. It wasn't that bad actually.
No.
And there's the other pulley right there. So the pulleys are on. Again, he's just aligning the belt, getting using the belt diagram so we can get the belt properly on there. And then we'll move on to the probably do the fill pump next. That'll be easier.
Yeah, we'll do the fill.
Do the fill pump. Get the fill pump in there, and then we'll move on to the gauges. That's gonna be the fun one. Unless he wants to do all the gauges in the shop.
I'll do the fuel pump next.
Yeah, for sure, the fill pump. This is the only thing, honestly, this is the only thing I was excited about doing and worried about was the pulleys.
I wasn't too worried about that.
I mean, you need tools to do this shit, man.
Yeah.
The proper tools. I got tools, but I don't have look at this, guys. I don't have this, okay? I'm not gonna go spend like $1,000 on just this. He's a mechanic. It makes sense. For the average person, I'm not gonna walk around and be like, I got this shit. Let's get it off. No, that's a waste of money. It's like I get asked the question all the time about, oh, well, you should buy engine hoist because you do motor swaps and shit. Okay, first of all the cars I had to put new motors in, I wasn't trying to do it, okay? I was led there, okay? That's one. Two, it doesn't make any sense to buy all the equipment and only use it one time.
Yeah, I mean,
or once every 3 years. It's a waste of money.
Yeah.
The return on investment's not high. Don't buy shit if you're not gonna get a return on investment. Just don't do it. It's a waste of money.
yeah, I mean, people say, oh, why don't you buy just cheap tools? I'm like, I use these tools every day, all day long. They're gonna break if I buy cheap tools.
There you go.
That's why my tools cost so much, is because they gotta go through hell.
There you go. Don't get that third party high top tool, that high top branch. This is gonna bend and break. Yeah, he's got some.
I'll only go to Harbor Freight for a tool I'll use once, and that's it. That's the only reason I'll ever go to Harbor Freight. It's just for a one-time tool. That's all I need it for. But if I'm using it every day, most of my tools are either Snap-on or Cornwell.
Ooh. I think he said, if it's not, you hear what he said? He said, if it's not the Land Rover tools, I don't need it. It's not in my tool bag. Like, damn, dude. But again, he's a mechanic by trade.
This is a very different, like, if you're just doing your own car and
you got the house and stuff like that.
You don't have to go spend $5K, $6K on tools.
Yeah, that's extreme.
It's a very different necessity.
It's in a different world, huh? Look how to move this crank pulley before he steps on it. Like, he's getting awfully close to his crank pulley. And yes, this crank pulley is never going back on the car, but I like to weigh it. I mean, this thing is heavy.
Yeah, if I could step on it and break it, that crank pulley must have been going out.
Let's look at the rust and all that shit. I'm so glad it's gone. This thing is pretty heavy. I mean, seriously though, yeah, there was a major difference. Put this with the rest of the pulleys. So 3 old pulleys. Again, he's gonna line the belt, and we're gonna move on to the fill pump. There we go. The belt's back on. It's all together, and we're good to go. We just gotta put everything back together to show you guys how it looks. Ba bing, ba boom. Awesome. Ha! Hell yeah. All right, one install done. Moving on to the fill pump. We're gonna put everything back together, the shield and all that back together, put the wheel back on, and then we're gonna go tackle the fill pump, which is really easy job. Let's get on, let's put everything back together.